Well, that explains everything. And there I go again. I'm saying all the wrong things to her.
Elaine?
Yes?
It's time to go, honey.
I'm coming.
Good night, honey. Listen, come again. Often. You're a real tonic for me.
Am I forgiven? I think I should thank you. Both of us.
I think we should call it a night. Tomorrow's going to be a...
Just trust in it, and you will grow. It has such power if you believe. It is your life, your destiny. There are dark and lonely nights, but never doubt your heart is right, and you will wake in love. It was always meant to be. You are born to hold the dream.
And the concluding part of Barbara Taylor Bradford's Hold the Dream can be seen at 9:30 next Monday.
When the medium hides the message,
It's covered by the Official Secrets Act, and it's being stored by the Ministry of Defence. I can't possibly get access to it. You could.
the curious uncover a vast city subscape of secrets.
Who are those people?
Well, the Poles, of course. We get the Israelis, too, and the Americans.
I've seen it! It's there! It's there!
Well, it must be something important.
Yes. Or she's certifiable.
Charles Dance and Cassie Stewart, urban explorers of Stephen Polyarkov's Hidden City. Film on 4, Thursday at 9:30.
The Clean Break Theatre Company has given many former women prisoners the chance to write and perform works based on their own experiences. Tonight in the 11th hour, Gilli Mebarek, a long-term heroin addict, one of the few still alive to tell her story, presents her view of the world and how it's treated her. Sometimes disturbing, it's documented in a bizarre and fantasy-like parallel to Alice in Wonderland. However carefully you go, you can't avoid treading on my tail.
In the city sits an eagle, astride a star.
If people have to plan for an uncertain future, we ought to be more flexible.
That's right. Take a young man who decides on an adventurous pension. He may get married and want to be more cautious because of his new responsibilities.
Bring your bed
But then later on, you may have more money to play with.
More champagne?
Or perhaps things may get tougher. Hello, miss. You take that egg, Charlie? What? Excuse me, miss.
So, what do we do?
Simple. One pension, 4 funds. Each with a different level of risk and return. Simply switch your money between funds at any time till you retire.
Yeah, that should do it.
The rainbow pensions are just one of the ideas from Eagle Star that are changing the way people invest their money. Eagle Star, always a good idea.
More than 2,000 million gallons of water are used and disposed of every day. It takes over 250,000 miles of piping to deliver and collect. You can't see them, of course. They're part of the vast network of underground water services. We've even hidden some of our reservoirs below ground. But we didn't stop there. Last year, we spent over £1 billion improving the system. Right now, we're building water mains big enough to drive a car through. And you can't see them either, because we're tunneling hundreds of feet underground. So whoever we supply can be sure that every time they turn on the tap, every time they flush, there's water. The 10 water and sewage businesses of England and Wales.
A mother knows naturally what's good for her children, and caring for a baby comes so easily with new Peaudouce, a new ultra-absorbent nappy with padding that's kinder to nature because it isn't chlorine bleached. New Peaudouce, ultra kind, ultra plus, the most absorbent nappy Peaudouce have ever made, but with all nature's children in mind.
These must be the yuppies I've heard about. Apparently they can make or lose a fortune in an afternoon. Doing all right for yourself?
As it happens, I've just moved into a warehouse in the docks.
Oh, never mind, son. Things will pick up. And now my tip to this lot, Australian gold, a real liquid asset.
Blast.
What's up, China?
My shares have just gone down 20 pence.
Yeah. No worries.
Foster's, the amber nectar.
Doesn't your house look good, Sue?
Yes, and I did it all myself, with a little help from Decra-Led. I started this morning, and by lunchtime I completed half, and by tea time I'd finished the whole of the front. It was so easy to apply, it's weatherproof, and I believe it adds value to my house.
Transform your home with Decra-Led self-adhesive strip lead, available from most good DIY stores.
Now, the 11th Hour presents a one-woman show. Gilli Mebarek tells her own story from approved school to psychiatric hospital. A drama documentary that flirts with the fictional tale of a girl in Wonderland.
In 1979, in Askham Grange Prison, a group of women got together to create a piece of theatre. From this experience grew Clean Break Theatre Company, formed by the same women on their release from prison. Since then, Clean Break has been encouraging women to write and perform about their experiences in prisons and psychiatric units. The play you're about to see is the story of Gilli Mebarek. Gilli wrote this play with director Maggie Ford. She performed this play in prisons and theatres, playing herself as well as the many other characters that played such an important role in treading on her tale.
If I or she should chance to be involved in this affair, we trust to you to set us free, exactly as we were.
girl is now 3 months old, and as the mother obviously can't cope and the grandparents refuse to take her, we must look for long-term foster parents.
A sister for Peter.
I didn't want a girl. Girls are stupid. And anyway, she's not really my sister. I'm never gonna like her. Never, never, never. Come on, Ginny, get into bed with me and let me play with you. If you don't, I'm gonna keep punching and punching you until you die. Come on, or I'll tell where you go. I'll say you're out with boys, that you're secretly a whore, and they'll put you in prison. And you won't be able to go to the moors then, will you?
Get off me. Don't you touch me. I won't share a room with him. I won't. I tell you, I'll scream and scream till the house falls down. No.
You'll turn out just like your mother. A wicked, evil woman. I can see it in you. Getting more and more like her every day. Enticing men. Any man will do for her. There's nothing for it. She really is quite beyond our control. We've put up with her disobedience and temper tantrums for 14 years, you know. She'll have to go back to her real mother.
Well, at least she knows her real mother, though she's had little or no contact with her for years. Still, blood is thicker than water, and I'm sure it'll be best for everyone in the end.
Please, please let me write to them. Say I'm sorry. I want to go back. It's my home. I don't like it here. She's got 3 other kids and a boyfriend. I don't know them. I feel lost. I want the real mum. The one who put me to bed when I was ill, looked after me, made me feel safe.
No, I'm sorry, Gilly. It's too late now. We can't have you upsetting your foster mother anymore. You've made her very ill. So writing to her or seeing her is out of the question. You must just make the best of it.
And then she felt herself falling down, 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 down. Would the fall never come to an end? She wondered if she would fall right through the earth. How funny it would seem to come out among the people that walk with their heads downwards.
How do I know until you bring me the file? Yes, this child most certainly needs our care and guidance. Remove her from the home, which will be a relief for everyone concerned. Although, of course, her stepfather will refuse to have her back in his house if the court were to go against my decision. But of course they won't. After all, I am the expert with these delinquents. Take away the temptation of sex, and there, in 3 years' time, will be a normal, useful member of society. Do you know, between us, I'm rather proud of this decision. Obviously, the girl's own mother can't figure her out. Yet I've managed to do it within a matter of hours, without the girl speaking one word to me. Sometimes I feel if I open my mouth, just for one tiny second, I'd explode into millions of tiny fragments. I don't understand. Now then, Gillian, I have read the social inquiry report, and it is very clear to me you are in a great deal of moral danger, and most certainly need this court's care and protection. I can see by your violent behavior towards your mother, pushing her down the stairs, smashing the watch she gave you, exactly what kind of girl you are. A very wicked, ungrateful girl. However, I'm prepared to give you one last chance. You will go to approved school, where you will learn to behave in the manner of a normal young person, showing respect and obedience to your elders and betters. But I warn you, any more of your antisocial behavior will result in the maximum period of 3 years, with a certainty of borstal training at the end. Stand down. What was that, little girl? Of course I don't want to hear what you've got to say. I'm the best judge of what's best for you.
Come, I'll take no denial, we must have a trial. I'll be judge, I'll be jury, said cunning old Fury. I'll try the old cause and condemn you to...
I thought this would be more like a home. Instead, it's like a prison. Up by 7, beds folded, inspected by house mother. We have to wear uniforms, hair up at all times when downstairs. Learn to be young ladies. I'm already on the blacklist. None of the teachers will have me in their class now. They say I'm disruptive. I don't need to know how to look after some man. That's not part of my plan. I don't want a home, husband, children. Why does that make me disruptive? The other girls in here are great. We have a right laugh. They've told me all about the West End and the all-night clubs. They give me lessons after lights out. Taught me loads of things. How to dip a bag, especially the screws for their fags. Shoplifting, bouncing checks, and how to con a punter. I'm not sure what that is yet. I'll find out, though. We go out with the warden on Saturdays. I'm off the first chance I get. Sounds great.
You see, it takes all the running you can do to keep in the same place. If you want to get somewhere else, you must run at least twice as fast as that.
It's amazing here. I finally found somewhere I fit in. No one cares who I am or what I've done. Don't treat me as mad or bad. I can just be me. I've met another girl, Hazel. We're really close. She's been through the same, understands, can reach out, touch and heal the scars others can't even see. Done it now, haven't I? Not only am I beyond control, disturbed and disruptive, I'm a lesbian too. Just another one of their labels round my neck. It's like I've gone down this long, spinning, whizzing tunnel, and everything at the other end's an upside-down world. We stay up all night dancing, pick up our scripts at 8, then go home to sleep. Live all night, sleep all day. A world going the other way. Then there's this chemist. Roll up, roll up, roll up. Come along now, girls. Free heroine and cocaine. Uppers, downers, sidewaysers, any way you want to us. Guaranteed to make your world topsy-turvy. Come along now, girls. Swallow quickly before you slip back.
It's all very well to say swallow, but I'm not going to do that in a hurry. No, I'll look first and see whether it's marked poison or not. I've read several nice little histories about children that got burnt and eaten up by wild beasts and other unpleasant things, all because they would not remember the simple rules their friends had taught them, such as that if you drink much from a bottle marked poison, it is almost certain to disagree with you sooner or later. However, this bottle is not marked poison.
Let me sell you a dream, guaranteed to take away the pain that eats and eats away your being. Let me sell you a dream. Let me sell you a dream, certain to build up a wall so thick that it cannot be broken down. Let me sell you a dream where no one can reach you, floating in your womb of warmth, secure in your loneliness. Let me sell you a dream. I can't reach it, is forgotten now, until there's nothing left of you. Let me sell you a dream. Then I get nicked again and get sent back to the approved school. It's crazy. Well, I can see we're going to have trouble with this one, Mebarek. I told her to do my washing. Not much, you know, just my knickers and vests. Well, she told me to fuck off and do my own. We can't have that. You see, these young girls, they come in here all in need of care, and we have to make sure they learn to be like normal young girls, not the gutter snakes they are. Still, we can't be expected to succeed with all of them, though I don't suppose. Look how many times she's run away, getting away with murder. Any of the other girls, they'd have been straight off to Borstal by now, but not her. She gets treated with kid gloves. Anyway, she's not quite white in the head, is she? I mean, I wouldn't have asked the question she does at her age. I wouldn't have even known what it was. She can't say it's wrong and unnatural. And of course, we have to protect our more normal girls. It's our moral duty.
Everything's got a moral, if only you can find it.
Now then, Gillian, the Board of Governors have decided, as officially you have been here the full 3 years, we are releasing you to the care of the psychiatric hospital. We have tried to do all we could possibly do for you here, and you have refused in every way to become a responsible young person. For example, your record shows that out of the whole 3 years, you've spent 21 months in absconding to London, 11 admissions to the psychiatric hospital, which only leaves 5 months of the whole time spent here. Now you must see, this is definitely not what the court planned for you. In their wisdom, they sent you here to make you into a responsible young person. Now you must see, there's something badly wrong with you, and the doctors agree with us. You most certainly need treatment. Most of our girls go out of here onto the straight and narrow, lead normal lives, meet a man, fall in love, get married, have children. This is the proper role for a woman. So you see, there's something sadly wrong with you. You leave tomorrow at 10. We will give you £10, the clothes you wear, and a release certificate. A dishonourable discharge. Me and Ace are okay now. For the first time, we can live together without the fear that one of us is wanted, able to be torn apart at a minute's notice. They kicked me out of the hospital after a week. I came straight to her. She was there, waiting. She's always there. That's what got me through the horror of those nut houses. Just knowing she was there, wanting me. She makes it we, not just me. Nothing's going to split us up now. I'll make sure of that. From now on, we're together, all the way. Anyway, we're on a really good move now. Every time one of us gets nicked, the other one makes sure she does too. Then, once we get into court, I do my disturbed bit, just like she's taught me. I tell the judge, we need help, not punishment. That underneath, we really do want to be responsible citizens. Never fails. Judge orders psychiatric reports. We usually get sectioned to Tooting Beck Mental Hospital. Then, once they think we're settled, we're up and off. We had to shovel a couple of nurses in the linen cupboard once to get out the door. It's a doddle after that. We go into hiding. Then once we've been on the run for 28 days, they can't take us back. Because if you can live in the outside world for that amount of time, you're considered sane. That's the law. So the old bill can't take you back. Gets right up their noses. See, what they never cottoned onto is, we're like two pieces of a jigsaw. And when you put them together, they make one. That's us. Mind you, the next time, the jigsaw fell apart. right pig. He won't let me do nothing. Every time I nick someone, he lets them go again. It's because I'm a woman, I know. He thinks we should all be at home with an apron on. I've heard what they call me behind my back, diligent Daphne. Well, I'll show them. I'm as good as any man, better. Oh, no. Here's me Mebarek and Erskine as usual. They create such habit together, he won't even have a mint station if he can help it. Look at them, walking around with their arms round each other, kissing in broad daylight. It's disgusting. They get their drugs free on national health, and it's us, the taxpayer, that are paying for them to get high all day and up all night down them bloody queer clubs. It's criminal, that's what it is. Not so clever when they haven't got their drugs inside them, though. Look at them. Mebarek's withdrawing now, shaking and shivering all over the place. Think I'll make it last. Take her into the station for a few hours. Make a few inquiries. Show her she can't flaunt laws in our faces. No, I can't remember seeing you before. Never seen you in my life.
But I think that this bit might be the playground.
So if that's where we are, and this is where Clive is,
all we have to do is go this way, then that way.
Over the cave?
No, it's not a cave, it's something else.
Round the duck?
It's something to do with ducks.
Through the bat? Then we should be at the giant teacup.
Come on, let's move. This way.
This way.
That way.
Well, it looks like a cave to me.
Then it must be that way. This way. That way.
Now all we've got to do is find the giant teacup.
Giant teacup,
There he is! I found him!
Hello! Did we have trouble finding you?
I didn't, Clive.
Dibs?
Just us again. We've got through this long. At least we can still talk. That's the main thing for me now, knowing you're still there, just a few feet of bricks away. It's true what I said to that governor, though, eh? All the women locked up in here for taking drugs outside. They're doped up to the eyeballs by the doctors in here, just to give them and the screws an easier life. So what's the difference? Tell the truth, Ace. I'd rather be behind the door right now. Them screws are getting too much. Just waiting for one person to show one tiny chink in their armour so they can swoop like a pack of vultures, picking at the weakest points, humiliate till there's nothing left. At least we've never let them beat us, have we, babe? It's the only thing I will miss, taking the piss out of them robots. Everyone's feeling it, always. There was a big barricade on D-Wing yesterday. 5 of the women lost 2 months' remission. Poor sods, eh? Barricade only lasted an hour, then they called the men in to say no more. It's just like a time bomb on this wing now. I really felt it yesterday. I can almost hear it ticking, waiting for just one thing to make it all erupt, explode. Yeah, that's true. They won't ever get us. No way. They can lock up our physical bodies, but not our minds. Not ever. Love you. I'll call you tonight after the film. Yeah, you got the Sound of Music for the 15th time. Do you think they're trying to tell us something?
She sat down with her face in her hands, wondering if anything would ever happen in a natural way again.
What the fuck's that? Someone answer this bloody bell. A riot. Oh, not now. Hazel's out there. Oh, she'll be all right. Won't get involved in anything. Even if she does get involved, she'll cover herself somehow. It's too close to her getting out. No, they won't catch her at nothing. She's too smart for them. Jan, what's happening? A riot? I know that. Who is it? Hazel? It can't be. She wouldn't do that. Not now. Hey, come on, Ephraim. Can you look out the window and see they're taken to the padded cells? Who? Who else? Jackie and Hazel? You sure? You've just seen her being dragged through. Hang on. Keep looking for me. I'm going to find out what's going on this end. Mickey, what's going on? Has she really gone to the pads? Oh, Christ, no. What started it? Look. Bastard he is. I don't believe it. 10 more minutes of the film left and he called his men in. Of course they give him a rough time. What's he expect? We only get 1 film a month. But Nicky, they do it all the time. It's just a giggle. They were going back to work anyway. What did he have to call his men in for? Stupid bastard. So that's it. All alarm bells go. The heavy mob move in, and I'm trapped in here, helpless. I can't even crawl across to her. Don't matter anyway. She'll be flat on her back by now from a good beating or drugs. Both probably, if I know them. Oh, she'll be all right. They can't do anything else. She'll probably get the rest of her time behind the door. She can do that standing on her head. They can't do nothing else.
Take care of the scents, and the sounds will take care of themselves.
When the day starts a little too soon, and you feel you could sleep till noon, he knows what it'll take to get you away. Maxwell House in your cup. Get the Max. It's the great way of waking up. Get the Max. Maxwell House is the way to the taste of today. Now what's all that noise? We're boys, we'll be boys. Get the Max.
Maxwell House. Get the taste, get the Max.
Boys, are you using the right fabric softener?
Sure. I use a liquid softener in my washing machine.
Hey, my man, I use Bounce in my Creta dryer. Check it out.
But my gear comes out soft and fluffy.
Right on, but so is mine.
And I have gotten less static clean, right?
Sure, but I got even less static clean, and I got more fragrance. You see, while your liquid fragrance is evaporating, my bounce fragrance is intensifying in the dryer.
Hey, sure is intensifying. So what you're saying is I need bounce in my dryer, right?
All right, my man, now you're catching my drift. But that's about all he's catching.
Isn't it time you tumbled to bounce?
I'm careful about what touches my family's skin. Nothing but soft, pure, mild things, if I can help it. That's why I've always trusted their skin to the fairy touch. It's never had deodorants or strong perfumes. So mild, so pure. Fairy touches even the youngest skin with gentleness. Doesn't your family deserve the fairy touch?
Mrs. Thomas has a very sore throat.
It's very painful. I've tried everything.
What about Chloraseptic from Vicks?
Coloroll?
Chloraseptic. It's so fast it'll start to work before we can finish this commercial.
I doubt it.
Chloraseptic spray action gets to work right where it hurts right away. It contains a really fast-acting painkiller. But can it start to work before this commercial ends? Mrs. Thomas?
That's amazing.
New Daz Liquid. It could open your eyes to liquids, as it's done for women all over the country.
I didn't think a liquid could get my whites really white until I was asked to try this new Daz liquid. I've got two right little Madonnas. Oh, they're always messing around with makeup. Well, I think Daz liquid's great. No mess, no waste. You can rub it in neat on anything too difficult. I couldn't believe how white everything came out, even around the collar. All the makeup had gone. Daz liquid certainly surprised me. I never thought it would be so easy to get my whites so white.
Women everywhere are changing to new Daz Liquid, today's way to brilliant whites.
There's nothing quite like a real flame. Can you imagine cooking without it?
Still no news. It's weird, this. Everyone else was up before the governor this morning. Why not Hazel? They all got the same. 28 days behind the door, 28 days loss of remission. Why is she being treated differently? Jan, what you found out? Cut up? How bad? Her throat and stomach, not just her arms. Hang on, I've just got this note shoved under the door. Gilli, don't worry, I'm all right. Just another doddle, babe. Doctor says I need treatment again, so I've done the usual and played up to it. No report, not even for enticing a riot. Expect it will be tooting back again. You know the score there, so I'll be able to get us another place when we come out. This will be the 7th time we've had to start all over again with nothing, but the last, I promise. I'll do the usual 28 days, okay? I hurt myself pretty bad. I had to lash out at myself, hurt me, try and destroy this animal they say I am. I'm stitched up, but it's agony. They wouldn't even give me an anaesthetic. Said it was self-inflicted so I could suffer. Still, it's worth the pain just to be getting out. All right tomorrow, or as soon as I'm in tooting. I know you'll be okay, and it's best for both of us, because then we won't be going out to nothing. It'll be like before. So hang on in there. I've left black jumper and photos with Dee for you. All my love, and I love you. Hayes. Great. She's done it again. Played the bastards at their own game and won. I don't give a fuck now if they leave me in this cell till my release day, because Hazel will be there for me, waiting, like always. I'll write her a letter now, care her to him back. Then she'll get it when she gets there. That'll be nice. Right, Mebarek, you've got exactly 3 minutes to slop out and get fresh water. This is your last chance, so same time tomorrow. I know you've been in solitary for 28 days. You'd have another 28 if I had my way. None of this shit conning the doctor into making you unfit for report. We decide who's fit for report or not, the prison officers. Same with the Muppets on C1. These bloody liberal psychiatrists and they're, no, officer, this woman's not fit for punishment. Bullshit. We're the ones who have to put up with the reality, the piss pots thrown at us, the abuse. Mind you, when it comes to it, they're all bloody liberal mouth and no action. Yes, officer, this woman's fit for punishment. So what's the result? We just bang you up. You know the old saying, if you can't do the time, don't do the crime. And bleating on about wanting to see the governor won't help. Us and the chief run this prison, and if we decide the governor doesn't get to know about something, then the governor will not get to know about something. So stick that in your needle and shove it up you and the rest of Wombles on B4. Mind you, I have to admit you're a mental challenge, and I love that. Come then, enjoy your 3 minutes of freedom. I trot out with my potty and drop the piss pot all over the screw's feet. Accidentally, of course. I'm really sorry, officer. I wasn't looking. It's a bit of a shock, this bright light, after being in there. What do you mean Hazel's being sent to Broadmoor? You don't know what you're fucking talking about. You're just trying to wind me up. Well, I ain't falling for it, right? Just fuck off and lock me in my cell. Leave me alone. Broadmoor. Broadmoor's for the criminally insane. Hazel's not insane. She's not even a criminal. She's only in here for possession of drugs. Doesn't hurt anyone else. Only herself, that is. No, they can't do that. Not to my Hazel. Just doesn't make sense. I'm staying in this cell till my time's up. Self-imposed solitary. One of your prisoners locks herself in. Tough shit. You what? You're sorry? You were probably one of the bastards that dragged her down to the padded cells with your keychains round her neck, kicking her as you stripped her naked. You must know she didn't belong in Broadmoor, and you want me to associate. I went there once, just to visit, thank God. I couldn't take the thought of my Hazel going through that. Sleeping in a room of canvas, only being allowed paper knickers when she's menstruating. All she wanted was a laugh out of life, and for us to be together. How? How can you understand? You won't ever feel that much for anyone in your own lifetime. How can you? You're trained not to communicate with us. Of course, some of us get brutalized by the system, just like you women do. But there are some who care. When I heard about Hazel, I felt sick. Kept having nightmares, seeing her, hanging there. All that life just dangling on the end of a rope. Just 19 years old. I went on sick leave. I even thought about chucking the job up. But I had to come back for the rest of you. Look, there's not an officer in this nick that agrees with what happened to Hazel. But we're not listened to either. Our hands are tied too. It's the psychiatrists who make these decisions, not us. For God's sake, do something with her. I can't stand her disrupting my prison any longer. We've stuffed her full of drugs. She's had no education or recreational facilities. Weeks and months on end in solitary, with only a Bible to read to improve her mind, and still she's not getting any better. I'm going off my head. That's it. Off with her head. Don't be so harsh on her. She's obviously in a great deal of pain. Feels too much, you see. That's what needs removing. The soul. Then her life won't hurt so much. Balderdash. The soul, the brain, it's all the same. Just a little doctoring of her spirit is all she needs. Some cosy therapy sessions with Dr. Cherry. Now, what was your childhood like? All right, just all right. Did you love your foster father? Yeah, I suppose so. Have you ever had a bad experience with a man? Only when I have to come and talk to you lot. I thought you were supposed to help me with my addiction problem. That's what the judge said when he sentenced me. Obviously, talking about men makes her extremely anxious and induces a very violent and aggressive reaction. When was your last period? 3 years ago. Obviously, you don't suffer from PMT, then what? When did you last have sexual intercourse? Last night. But you were in here last night. Are you a lesbian? Yeah, but it's no problem. I'm quite happy. It's great. Best thing that's ever happened to me. She's obviously extremely disturbed. No sense of shame or immorality. Thinks it's perfectly natural. I'll have to recommend treatment here. I'll just test the IQ, I think. Now, I'm just going to ask you a few simple questions. If, when you walked out onto the wing, you saw an elephant, what would you do? Shoot it. Ah, but well, where would you get your gun? The same place you got your fucking elephant. Psychopathic personality. Could well kill one day. Now look here, this is a perfectly serious examination. Just answer as normally as you can. Peel this orange. You peel it. It's your bloody orange. What can I possibly do? She's refusing all help. What was that, Mebarek? You have the audacity to ask me for sleeping medication. I gave you the perfect solution, the one I give to all the hundreds of women that come harassing me for night medication. Masturbation. And what do? Make a governor's application for a vibrator. I was a laughing stock of the whole prison. They talked about nothing else for months. Nothing will induce me to prescribe any form of medication for you. You're in here to get off drugs. Oh, what's the point in carrying on with this interview? Back to your wing. You're wasting your time, man. Can't you see it's the short plank syndrome? It's obviously as thick as 2 short planks. Probably schizophrenic as well. Although, of course, it could well be temporal lobe defect, which would account for her criminality, also her homosexuality. I wonder, should we amputate the legs, stop her running away from her problems? Or maybe just at the knee, have her permanently in prayer, save her soul at the same time? Yes, some drastic method of redirecting must be found. I think a little course of ECT therapy, you know, electric shock waves fed through the brain, can be jolly beneficial. No idea why. Still, anything's worth a try. Perhaps she'll learn to fly. Off with her head.
Chick, chop, last man's head off!
No! Take everything. Don't take me, myself. You looked at me and told me I had a problem. You had a way to ease pain. I looked at you with trusting eyes, wanted to believe you, wanted to believe. Gave me electric shock, said it would bring relief. Dragged from the wing to the block, with a gag between my teeth. You smile at me with meaning. Can't you see inside I'm screaming? And after it's over, my head feels like it's missing. Everything's got a moral, if only you can find it. I must have done something terrible this time. Maybe I killed someone, torn them apart layer by layer, till there was nothing left. How do I feel? I don't know. Do I want to laugh, hurt, cry, love? No. It's safer here. I can't feel at all. A cup of tea. I don't know if I drink tea. You haven't put me back together yet, so I don't know. The days go by, each one is much like another. Is this the answer not to feel at all? Is this what you would call normal? To blast open my brain? Is this what you would call normal? Does this relieve the pain? Does this relieve the pain? Now I can't tie my own laces or remember my name. I must have been so awful. They had to change me, turn the bits inside out. I remember before I had these fits, they say I have, although the word fit doesn't fit at all if you get my meaning. Sentenced to be made fit, sentenced to death more like. They're trying to kill me, make me into someone else. Uglification. Change personalities and retire in same order. I knew who I was when I got up this morning, but I might have changed into several different people by now. As far as I can see, that makes it murder. So where do I go from here?
Begin at the beginning and go on till you come to the end. Then stop.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder who you are.
What were you feeling when you watched that video? That film just now, what was going through your head?
The worst part for me was the riot, because it was so real. Those sounds were just so real, and it just brings it all back. That's why we made the video in the first place, because to do that every night on stage was just too emotional. I couldn't do it.
Are you still on heroin?
Yeah.
What did you feel like when you took it?
What, the first time?
Yeah.
You are in control. It's not going to get me. You know, I can control it. It's not going to get me. I'm different.
Jill, how old was you when you first started heroin? How old was you?
How old?
Yeah, was you?
I was 16.
16?
Mm.
And when you was on it, how did you feel?
Safe. I didn't need anybody. Could do what I want, very confident. Could tell everybody to fuck off. I don't need you. But really, underneath, you're just lonely. Because there's only you. And that's what life's about, really, isn't it? Relationships with other people. And I can't have relationships with people now, at all.
Have you ever been to any of these clinics?
Oh, yeah.
And did they help you?
Well, up until the 70s, late 70s, they gave me my heroine. Yeah, so they controlled. I could lead a pretty normal life. But since then, when I lost my prescription, I had to start to go on the streets and get into prostitution to get money for heroin. So it became an even more vicious circle, because to do that, I had to take more heroin to be able to do it. And then, of course, I'd get arrested and sent to prison.
Can I just ask you, Jill, you know when you take heroin, like, do you get a high on it? I mean, do you feel, like, really great? I mean...
Not anymore, no. No, I take it just to get out of bed, have a bath, and to be able to go out and do things as you'd need a cup of tea.
How do you take it?
I inject it into my groin, because that's the only vein I've got left now.
What about your fears of catching AIDS? Aren't you scared?
Well, there's a very good service now in quite a few areas where they give you clean needles. Chemists have been told by the government to give clean needles if you take dirty ones back. But, you know, on the level of, do I want the heroin or do I want to catch AIDS, then the heroin wins hands down.
Do you think you'll ever come off heroin?
I doubt it.
Why not?
Why don't I think I'll ever come off? I don't think I could ever cope without it. Really.
What makes you think that, though? Why won't you cope?
Oh, because the way I feel when I don't have it.
And how do you feel when you don't have it?
When I don't have it, everything goes. Apart from, you know, the sickness and the vomiting, my coordination goes. I can't speak properly. I can't remember a thing. All my words get jumbled. And, you know, you're talking about pain threshold, really. And I've gone over it. And I need heroin just to carry on.
Where'd you get the money from, like, to pay for it? Like, to buy it?
PC Plod is watching this.
Do you think you could have done anything else, like to help yourself, or do you think that prison was the only answer?
I don't know. No, I couldn't have done anything else to help myself, because every time I came out of prison, even if I'd wanted to stop using, I wouldn't have been in a position to do it, because, you know, I would have only had £45 to get a flat, clothes, food. You know, who the hell can do that? You're out there, the gate shuts, clang, and that's it. You are on your own.
Well, you know, the rest of the girls, did they go to prison because they were on heroin, or was it other things?
About 70% now are there for drugs or drugs related. The other 30 would be women who do fraud or default social security. There are no women rapists, there are no women muggers. So it's poverty that keeps women in prison. The whole structure of prison is to destroy you, not to give you confidence to go out and live a different life. You know, you're not given any therapy, any education, any idea of, you know, what else you could do. Do you understand what I mean? Yeah. Like women in for prostitution, for instance.
It costs £360 per week to keep a prisoner in prison. And they're fined £100. They haven't got it. And they get a month in prison.
Because they can't pay that.
Because they cannot pay that fine. The whole system is crazy. All right, I know I break the law when I take drugs. I accept that. That is part of that life, right? But the loss of my freedom should be the punishment, not the total loss of yourself.
This week, Concerning Cancer visits China, a country with a growing addiction.
A relaxing smoke at the end of a long day.
An addiction that kills.
Smoking is absolutely unique. It causes more deaths from cancer than all other causes of cancer put together.
Most national tobacco industries can only dream of China's annual output, the biggest in the world. 1.5 million cigarettes.
A mass society under threat. Concerning Cancer, tomorrow at 9 on 4. We end our evening with some revelations about the life and compositions of Johannes Brahms. Christopher Newpin unlocks the sadness and serenity that lie behind the Frei Aber Ensheim Scherzo and the G major violin sonata.
When Fox's bakers put their heads together to create the speciality selection, every biscuit had to be really special, with real milk chocolate, with really smooth cream, or with both. But would all 10 varieties have that really special Fox's taste? Fox's speciality selection, the height of good taste.
As you grow up, so does your skin. When can you start using oil of Ulay? Oil of Ulay is like the skin's own fluids, so it absorbs quickly to replace lost moisture. And when can you start? It's a lot younger than you think. Beauty for young skin starts young with oil of Ulay.
From Findus Lean Cuisine come complete meals on a plate, like new lamb in Cumberland sauce and new sesame chicken. Less fat, more taste. Enjoy healthier eating. Findus Lean Cuisine.
Coloroll. One name you need to know whether you're transforming your whole room or simply adding the finishing touch. One name for a superb choice of exciting home fashion ideas. Wall coverings, ceramics and glassware, carpets, soft furnishings, beds and furniture.
Coloroll brings everything together.
The big name in home fashion.
Coloroll, of course.
Now, the Dettol sword of protection is on a soap to give you a special antiseptic ingredient in a soap that's marvelously mild and gentle. Dettol antiseptic soap.
If there's one thing more colourful than Simon's parties, it's the Findus French bread pizzas he always serves. Pepperoni, chili beef, pineapple and ham. They've a taste that's out of this world. And they pack a crunch that's positively shattering. Findus French bread pizzas. Who says good food can't be fun?
Mr. Taylor, will you tell us about your sore throat?
It's too sore.
Pardon?
It's too sore.
Then you need something that works very fast. Chloraseptic.
Chloro what?
Chloraseptic. It's so fast, it'll start to work before we finish this commercial.
No chance.
The spray gets to work right where it hurts, right away. Because Chloraseptic contains a really fast-acting painkiller. But can it start to work before this commercial ends?
I don't believe.
Airwick Magic Mushroom helps keep a room smell-free, so even Sniffer can't find his bone anywhere. Airwick, you may never be dogged by smells again.
You're watching Channel 4, and the first part of a journey through the sonatas of Brahms.
My love is as green as the lilac bush, and my love is as bright as the sun. And my soul has the wings of a nightingale, singing endless, love-drunken songs.